What is up, YouTube? Rules for Rebels here. The topic of today's video is strike while the iron is hot. And what I mean by that is take advantage of opportunities. Try to be an early adopter on everything from new e-commerce sites, new social media platforms, new affiliate programs, etc. Things normally don't get better over time. They normally get worse over time, and normally over time more competition comes in and things become more challenging. And what kind of inspired this video is I was really kicking myself this week for not going heavier on Amazon merch way back when I first got in. So I think Amazon merch at this point has been around for a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I don't recall exactly when I first got onto merch, but I looked back at my YouTube channel, and the first video I made about merch was March of 2016, so over a year ago. And I bet you merch probably hadn't been around more than like 6 months before I got on. And it's kind of funny, when I first got on, like, I was kind of hyped up, I was kind of amped up. I went heavy into merch, and I was paying people to do all my designs, so it was getting kind of costly. You know, if I get 10 designs made at even $5 a piece, that's $50, and maybe only one of those designs is actually effective. So I wasn't having, you know, I was selling shirts, I was making a little bit of money, but I felt like for the amount of time I was putting into it, I wasn't really getting a huge return on my investment. And I realized things take a while to get started, but, you know, I had other things going on that were already making money, so I was kind of going with like the 80-20 rule, like, why put a lot of time into something that's not really returning a lot? I was being kind of short-sighted, maybe not realizing the power of Amazon merch. And oddly enough, it's kind of funny, to some extent, I thought I was a little bit late to the game when in all reality, I was like an early adopter. I know a lot of you guys are like hungry to get on merch right now and aren't even accepted yet. I know a lot of you guys have just gotten on in the last couple of weeks or the last couple of months. And I mean, I was on, what's that, March, April, May, June. I mean, I was on, what, 15 months ago? And it's, you know, it's kind of silly looking back. At the time, I thought I was kind of late to the game. And in reality, I was one of the early people on there. And obviously, as more people get on merch, there's going to be more people uploading t-shirts, and there's more competition. So back when I first got accepted, you know, if I made a shirt about knitting or Bitcoins or whatever else, I may have been one of 50 shirts that were actually Amazon merch shirts shipping Prime up there. Whereas now, you know, a year, 15 months later, if I were to make one of those same shirts, I'm probably one in a sea of hundreds or even thousands of shirts. And with anything, competition comes in, it gets more difficult. A lot of times programs get worse, and I can think of a lot of examples of this. I mean, we can talk about, I've talked about a lot of this stuff before. I kind of made a video a few weeks back about VidMe, talking about like being an early adopter, but I mean, a lot of the mega YouTubers with millions of subscribers were the first YouTubers on the platform, and they just got a head start. I mean, that's really kind of the only reason that they are where they are. I don't want to say that's the only reason that they are where they are. A lot of them are very talented, and even had they got started 6 months ago, would probably be having some success. But, you know, being an early adopter, being one of the first people on a platform can often be really, really powerful. We talked about on Side Hustle Tuesdays, the woman who made money on Pinterest, and kind of the reason her account took off and she had so much success, she was one of the early adopters of Pinterest. And what a lot of times with social media platforms and things like that, the way the algorithms work, if you get in early, it's easy to get traction. And once you get traction, Pinterest or YouTube or Instagram or whatever else is going to, you know, basically reward that and keep sending people your way, and it continues to grow and kind of snowball. But let's think, like, the whole made for AdSense craze back in, was at like mid to late 90s, early 2000s, when people were throwing up like poor quality one-page sites, buying some backlinks and becoming ranked #1 on Google and getting, you know, hundreds of thousands of views or even millions of views per month, and everyone's holding up their, you know, $100,000 AdSense checks. Although then Google finally realizes we're not providing a very good search experience for users. They tweaked the algorithm, and now it's not quite as easy to game the system. In the affiliate marketing realm, I can think of, like, I remember Netflix. You know, Netflix, today everybody has a Netflix account. Way back when Netflix used to send out DVDs before streaming was really big. Way back when, Netflix actually had an affiliate program. I think you got $19.95 per sign up. And the funny thing was, people didn't even have to put, you know, a lot of times people have to enter a credit card number, and that's going to turn off some users, because a lot of people, hey, if it's free, I'll try the program, but I don't really want to put in my credit card because I know I'm going to forget to cancel my membership and I'm going to be charged. But, you know, Amazon, Netflix used to have an affiliate program where, like I said, $19.95 per sign up, no credit card required. If I got you to sign up, chances are you're probably going to use 5 email addresses to continue your free trials, and I might get 20, 40, 60, 80. I might get $100 off one person just signing up for multiple email addresses. So a lot of people made a killing with the Netflix affiliate program. AliExpress at one time was paying upwards of 50% commissions and had a 30-day cookie. As AliExpress became more popular, obviously we see what happens. They lowered the cookie period to 24 hours as opposed to 30 days. As AliExpress continues to become more popular, they change the cookie period from 24 hours to a session-based cookie, which is really bad. Like even Amazon, which is a USA site, known, trusted site, doesn't really need affiliates. Even they're still offering a 24-hour cookie. So I think it's a little bit stingy of AliExpress to go to a session-based cookie. For anybody who doesn't know, a session-based cookie is basically if I send you to a link and you close out your browser and then come back 30 seconds later and buy the item, I'm no longer getting credit for that sale because your session ended when you closed out the browser. Amazon has changed their affiliate terms to make it less lucrative. AliExpress again just changed their affiliate terms. You know, we talk about the whole FBA thing. You know, people joke about back in the early 2000s or mid 2000s, everybody could go buy a bunch of oil diffusers off of Alibaba, throw them up on Amazon FBA, buy them for $0.25, sell them for 20 bucks, and the sales rolled in all day. And you could do that with literally any product you found on Alibaba, AliExpress, Deal Express, Deal Extreme, whatever else. So, you know, as with pretty much every type of program, every affiliate program, every opportunity, over time, more competition comes in. It's going to get more difficult to make money. Over time, especially with affiliate stuff, as these sites grow and are no longer as dependent on affiliates and influencers to build their brand, they start cutting back on how much they're willing to pay affiliates, and they may even wind up canceling the programs outright. So I guess the message in this video is strike while the iron is hot. If you know, we never really know what's going to be huge. You know, I put a lot of effort into Periscope because I thought that was going to be like giant, and well, it's still around. Periscope didn't wind up being huge. I know there was a similar service to Periscope called Meerkat. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're out of business already. It seems like Snapchat and Facebook Live and even YouTube Live have become kind of the big live things as opposed to like a Periscope. But man, I remember I was like live streaming the Little Dicky concert from Periscope. I don't know, a year and a half ago, something like that. But yeah, you know, with Amazon merch, like I said, I was kind of kicking myself the other day for like, oh man, I kind of slept on this opportunity. Like I could have had like a big jump start on a lot of the other people out there, and I didn't. So again, you know, none of us know what's truly going to be huge and what isn't. But if you see something that you think looks promising and that you're interested in getting started with, take swift, decisive action, move with a purpose, put in consistent effort. And if that platform, if that opportunity is lucrative, if it does, you know, wind up growing, there's a lot of opportunity for you. So I'm going to cut the video off here. Just wanted to make a video talking about striking while the iron is hot. Obviously, there's still a lot of opportunity with merch. It's still only t-shirts. I do think someday in the near future, they may wind up rolling out like cups and mugs and mouse pads and phone cases and hoodies and shirt, you know, and sweatshirts and all other types of stuff. For now, it's just t-shirts. But I think the platform has a lot of room to grow, but there are a lot more people on it. It is a lot more competitive. Again, you know, back in the early days of Amazon merch, you could put up cuss word shirts and weed shirts and everything else, and they've kind of cracked down on the TOS. So, you know, weed shirts and stuff like that sell really good. A lot of the t-shirts that sell are kind of like vulgar or viral or may have cuss words or cover risky topics. And in the early days, you probably could have made a killing off that, whereas now Amazon will remove your shirts. So programs always change over time. Get in early. You know, move swiftly and strike while the iron is hot. So that's just kind of the message in today's video. I'm curious to hear you guys. Are there any opportunities that you have gotten in early and have gotten in on the ground floor of and done well with? Are there other opportunities that you slept on that you're like kicking yourself for not getting into? Would love to hear your guys' thoughts, experiences. Oh, one last one I'll add before we like. Drop shipping is sort of dead. Like the whole AliExpress to Amazon drop shipping thing has kind of been overdone. A lot of people made a lot of money with the just pay shipping kind of marketing plan. I know people who are making like tens of thousands of dollars a month off that, and that's kind of become saturated. Like it's really no longer a novelty. You know, the idea, for anybody who doesn't know, the idea behind just pay shipping is like, you find a cheap item that has a higher perceived value. You tell people like, look, you just pay shipping, you get a free product. In their head, they feel like they're getting something for free, like they feel like they're getting a deal. And to some sense they are, because they are getting a product significantly cheaper than they could buy it off eBay or Amazon. But at the end of the day, the just shipping cost that you're charging them not only covers shipping, not only covers the cost of the product, but also puts some profit in your money, profit in your pocket as well. And people were doing really well with that for a while. And then, you know, I think consumers just kind of, it was no longer a novelty. A lot of merchants started catching on and doing it, and it kind of lost its effect. So, you know, that's kind of the reason behind the whole strike while the iron is hot thing. Take advantage of opportunities while they present themselves, because you never know when something's gonna come to an end or close up. So that's the video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, share this video with your friends. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button on the below the video. Everybody have a good weekend, and I will catch you guys on the next one.